Saint Valentine was a bishop who lived in the 3rd century in Rome. During his lifetime, the Roman Empire was crumbling down from the attacks of surrounding tribes. Emperor Claudius II, who ruled during the chaos, believed that marriage made soldiers weak. He issued an edict that forbade marriage to ensure the quality of his soldiers. The ban on marriage was a great shock. The kind bishop noticed the injustice of the decree. He held the law of the church and helped lovers who came to him, uniting them in a holy matrimony. But it was only a matter of time before the emperor heard about this friend of lovers and had him arrested. Valentine was imprisoned. While waiting for his sentence, his jailer Asterius approached him to use his saintly power and heal his blind daughter. Valentine succeeded, and her sight was restored. They became close and fell in love. After a while, the emperor issued a verdict. Valentine was asked to agree with the emperor about the ban on marriage, thus giving up his religion. Valentine refused. Just before his execution, Valentine asked for a pen and paper and signed a farewell message to his lover. From your Valentine, a phrase that lived ever after.
Long before Abraham Lincoln signed the Homestead Act of 1862, which offered settlers up to 160-acre parcels of free land, free African Americans had been cultivating land and establishing homes in the Midwest, helping to set the stage for the nation's western expansion.
The Northwest Territory, the area that we now refer to as the heartland of the United States, Wisconsin, Ohio, Michigan, Minnesota, was settled as the United States' first frontier. It was established as a free territory without slavery. Clearing the land was arduous. It was a heavily forested part of the United States. It required chopping down trees, plowing. African Americans were active participants in that process of really making what would become the nation's breadbasket.
African Americans very much understand that in order to have any semblance of true freedom, that they're going to have to be landowners.
Despite the tremendous work of early African American pioneers, white Americans took great efforts to ensure that these black farmers felt unwelcome in the new frontier. By 1851, both Indiana and Illinois had passed laws to prohibit African Americans from settling there. By 1860, the states of the Northwest Territory would be dotted with 330 rural settlements that free black farmers called home. Over time, they would lose their autonomy through voting restrictions, violence, theft, and exclusionary anti-black laws.
One of the most tragic aspects of settling the frontier is that over time, these territories developed a series of laws and practices that actually allowed for African Americans who were free to be sold back into slavery.
We begin to see a steady decrease in the number of black farmers. It accelerates during the Depression, in part because of the economic catastrophe, but also because of the way in which the federal government then props up large white landowners and does not provide the same protections and assistance to smaller black farmers.
Currently, less than 2% of farmers are African American, despite having this deep and long history of agricultural labor and farming in the United States.
week, the yearbook team will be taking group photos of the following groups during advisory. Wednesday will be Student Council and Yearbook, Thursday will be Web and Dig and Diversity, and Friday, Good Morning RMS. There will be an intercom announcement to tell you when to come down and where the photo will be taken.
Student Council is hosting a winter dance on Friday, February 25th. It'll take place from 3 to 5:30 p.m. and is for RMS students only. Admission is $5 and there'll be pizza, pop, and candy available for purchase. DECA will be hosting a pop-up shop during lunches today, Wednesday, Friday. Students buy the shop to get cheerleaders who want to feel gear. The book fair opens today and continues through February 23rd. Shop before school, during class previews, or during lunches.
7th and 8th graders, are you interested in joining the high school track team? There is no community ed track program this year, so this is your only opportunity to participate in track. In order to try out, you must register. Registration opens on February 20th. There will be a parent and player meeting on Thursday, February 17th at 6:30 p.m. in the RHS Media Center. Email Coach Worrell if you have any questions. This week's Character Dare Challenge, Taking Risks. Step outside of your comfort zone and meet someone new. Find 2 things you have in common with them.